Mario Kart, one of the most iconic Nintendo franchises of all time, as well as one of its best. These games are fun, addicting, and offer both challenge and a chance to wind down from a hard day's work. Almost every Nintendo console got its own Mario Kart, and each title typically only came out a few years apart from each other. That is, until one huge exception, Mario Kart 8, a game so great that it's taken 11 years for us to get a new entry. I mean, with everything that's been added over the years, it is gonna be hard to exceed fans' expectations from here, with its nearly 100 tracks, 50 characters, and almost perfect gameplay. So, with Mario Kart World coming out not too long from now, I figured that right now is a great time to look back on Mario Kart 8 and give it a proper send-off. To start off, let's discuss the game's history, because the game didn't launch as massive as it eventually became. The game launched on the Wii U back in 2014, coming with 8 cups and 30 characters. Later though, DLC added 4 new cups and 6 more characters. Then, as we all know, it got ported to the Switch as 8 Deluxe, which came with the previous DLC for free, and added 4 new characters and a better battle mode. Finally, in 2023, even more DLC was added, introducing 12 new cups and 8 more characters. No other Mario Kart so far has had this much added to it post-release. It took well over a decade for so much content to accumulate, and that's something that I think we need to keep in mind for future games. Anyway, gameplay-wise, 8 doesn't introduce a whole lot of new gimmicks, instead refining and building upon mechanics of previous games. Coins, hang gliders, driving underwater, bikes, custom vehicles, and more. The biggest new mechanic is gravity. In certain tracks, racers can drive up walls or ceilings, which is pretty fun, almost feeling like Mario Galaxy in a way. And speaking of that, what's kind of weird to think about is that when this game originally came out in 2014 on the Wii U, Mario Galaxy, which came out in 2007, was only 7 years old at the time, and this game now, at least the original Wii U release, is about 11 years old. So yeah, this game to us now is older than Galaxy would have been when it came out. And even like, if you want to go by like 8 Deluxe, I mean, Galaxy was a 10-year-old game, and now 8 Deluxe is an 8-year-old game, so yeah, man, there's a time pass. Anyway, these anti-gravity segments are usually optional too, being shortcuts with riskier obstacles, while also being able to save time. Out of everything though, the thing that makes this game so fun is how fast-paced the game is, compared to other Mario Karts at least. It's exhilarating, zooming at lightning fast speeds, using boost pads, and turbo boosting every turn. It's a little hard to go back to previous Mario Karts right after playing it, with them feeling slow in comparison. It's also a beautiful game graphically. I know in the modern day that 1080p isn't exactly impressive anymore, but these visuals are still appealing even today. Everything is so colorful, and the character designs are great. Animations are also pretty fluid, and it's one of the big reasons why the gameplay is so fun. The lighting and effects may take the cake though. Just look at Neo Bowser's City with all its rain and stormy skies. Even the menus look appealing. In short, when it comes to presentation, Mario Kart 8 is almost flawless. Next, let's discuss the characters and tracks, starting with the characters. Even though this game has a huge roster, a good chunk of the cast isn't exactly unique, with tons of characters that are just variants of the main cast, like Metal Mario, Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, or Pink Gold Peach. Pink Gold Peach in particular was a huge outrage back in the day, because at least a large chunk of the other characters have some previous origin like Metal Mario, while she's a lazy OC. The baby characters are much worse in my opinion. Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and Baby Peach at least have some excuse for existing, being from Yoshi's Island and Partners in Time. but Baby Daisy and especially Baby Rosalina have no right to exist. I do not know why Nintendo seems to have they are so hell-bent on creating so many baby characters. Even worse though, most of these clone characters were included with the game at launch, with new cool characters like Villager, or Link, or Pauline. They came later in either Deluxe or as DLC. I still remember all the memes and ranting stuff that came out about this when the game first launched, especially with Pinkle Peach. Like, you know, had Nathaniel Bandy and Pinkle Peach was basically made him go insane, and it's kind of funny looking back at it. Discounting the clone characters, the roster is incredible. There's all the traditional characters like Mario and Luigi and Peach and Daisy and Rosalina, Toad, Yoshi, Koopa, Bowser, Wario, Waluigi, and Donkey Kong. Following that are the racers that appeared in prior games, but are a little bit more uncommon. Birdo, Shy Guy, Lakitu, King Boo, Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., Dry Bones, Petey Piranha, Funky Kong, Wiggler, Dry Bowser, and the Mii's. Then are the loads of new characters, the Koopalings, Pauline, Peachette, Kamek, not to mention all the clone characters. Gold Mario, Tanuki Mario, Cat Peach, Pinkle Peach, and Baby Rosalina. While Metal Mario and the other babies appearing in prior games. But to top this roster off, Nintendo added a couple of new characters from other franchises, like Link, Villager, Isabelle, and the Inklings. These characters are by far some of my favorites to play as, especially Isabelle. She's my favorite character, and I hope we get racers from other series in future installments. I would love to race as Samus or Kirby or Captain Falcon. One difference between 8 and Deluxe is the Wii U version having unlockable characters. You have to clear cups to unlock them, which I both like and dislike. On one hand, it's annoying if you're casually playing a Mario Kart game and have to take the time to unlock tracks and characters. On the other hand though, it does feel really good to unlock new characters, and it makes playing the game feel a lot more like an accomplishment. In Deluxe though, there's not really much to unlock, other than new vehicles, which you get from collecting coins. Real fast, a quick correction. Apparently, there is one unlockable character in 8 Deluxe, that being Gold Mario, who's only unlocked if you clear all 12 cups in 200cc. Now, my main point still stands, because, well yeah, having something to unlock, it does feel like a bit of an accomplishment like I said. It's still, it's still not like the other Mario Karts, where you go around and you get a new character every cup. Unlocking Gold Mario is more like an ultimate challenge. So for the most part, my original point still stands. It's a double-edged sword really. If I really like a Mario Kart, and I'm gonna play each cup anyway, I'd rather have to unlock my characters. But if I don't plan on spending that much time in it, I'd prefer to have everything from the start. I don't know, tell me guys what you think in the comments. In terms of tracks, this game is utterly ridiculous, the sheer amount of them. With all the DLC added, there's now 96 tracks. 96. Most other games have 16, maybe 32, but 96 is mind-blowing. Even more impressive is how unique and special each one feels. It doesn't feel like they just copy and pasted each track 5 times to make this many. Very few of them feel similar to each other, well except for like the 5 Rainbow Roads, with all of them except for one being retro tracks. But other than that, you definitely do get a lot of bang for your buck. And, like with every installment since DS, you have new courses and retro courses. Some of my favorite new tracks are Mario Stadium, Twisted Mansion, Electrodome, and all the tracks based on other Nintendo series. You've got Excite Bike, Hyrule, Mute City, Big Blue, and the Animal Crossing Town. I especially love the F-Zero stages. They look so cool, and all those energy refill pits, Instead of refilling your health when you touch them, they give you coins. The retro tracks are great too, with many being completely revamped. Rainbow Road and Neo Bowser City have so much more detail and visual appeal. N64 Rainbow Road has been shortened to a 1-lap 3-segment course, and SNES's Bowser's Castle Free has had a major glow up. It's a controversial opinion if these old tracks have been changed too much or not. There are some, but I feel like the ball was dropped a little, like Toad's Turnpike. Some of these remastered tracks have lost a lot of their original soul. All in all though, I'm glad to see them back. The booster course in particular came with a lot of retro tracks, with 42 being retro and only 6 new ones, which is honestly understandable, since adding 48 tracks as DLC is no easy task. Some of these booster retro courses are from Mario Kart Tour, which are based on real-life locations, making them canon to the Mario franchise. New York, London, LA, Paris, Amsterdam. I bet one particular community is gonna be happy with that one. Rome, and more. Men just can't go a day without thinking about the Roman Empire, can they? It's a little surreal seeing this many real-life locations in a Mario game. I know the Mario brothers are supposed to be from Brooklyn and all that, but still, we've seen so many Toads and other races throughout the Mushroom Kingdom, making us all a little jarring. Like I said earlier, there are now 5 Rainbow Roads, which might be a little excessive. Of course, every new Mario Kart needs a new Rainbow Road, so 8 having a new one was a given. SNES Rainbow Road has come back as well, and it's pretty different than most, so it makes sense to have it here too. N64 Rainbow Road feels like a little much, yet I love Mario Kart 64, so I give it a pass. The booster pack adding 2 more Rainbow Roads on top of that though, from Wii and 7 respectively, is a little overkill. At least, that's what I was planning to say when I first planned on making this video. In all honesty though, there are so many courses that 5 out of 96 is like a drop in the bucket. Plus it's cool to see the evolution of Rainbow Road, and all the variants of it. And on top of that, the Wii and 3DS versions of it are some of the best variants too. So I'm glad they're here. For game modes, it's basically the same. You've got Mario Kart Grand Prix, one-off races, time trials, and battle mode. This time, Mario Kart Grand Prix has a 200cc option, which may be needed if you want a challenge, since 50cc and 100cc are complete jokes, and 150 is only slightly challenging in most cases. Mirror mode also comes back, for those of you who enjoyed it. Time trials are by far my favorite thing to do in Mario Kart games. It's fun not to have to worry about racing other players or CPUs, and just do loops around tracks. It's a great way to pass the time, wind down from a hard day's work, or comfort you after a bad day. I'm pretty sure almost all the hours I spend in the series is just playing time trials. Sometimes I'll dig out an old Mario Kart that I haven't replayed in a while, play some tracks, and then put it away. This mode is just perfect for casual moments. Then our regular versus matches. Not much to say about them other than them being multiplayer. And I couldn't find anyone to play with me, so it's a bit depressing. And finally is battle mode, being much better in Deluxe than in U. You can fight balloon battles, Shine Thief, Coin Runners, Bob on Blast, and Renegade Roundup. And I'm starting to realize that me listing all these things in order is gonna really suck for me to edit. I'm so sorry for my future self, having to go for like 20 hours of footage to look for a few seconds of footage for certain parts of the video, and having to do that like 50 times in the video just because when I wrote this script I really liked to list random things. So yeah, future me is really gonna hate current me, so sorry about that. Anyway, battle mode is alright like always. Not the main course or anything, but a decent enough distraction, and a way to keep having fun. As you can probably tell, I'm playing the deluxe version of this game on the Switch, And besides the added DLC, new characters, and battle mode, there's a few other differences. The Switch version performs much better, and then there's double item slots, and they added a few new racing features, auto accelerate and smart steering. The former helps the player automatically accelerate, while the latter prevents you from going off-road when turning. Smart steering in particular is a mixed bag. Well, yeah, it is nice to use it and not have to worry as much about going off-road, but it cheeses the game too much. Plus, it can be annoying at times too, preventing you from taking shortcuts, for example. The worst thing about this all is that I did not know that you could turn it on or off for years. I thought, hey, I'm finally getting good at Mario Kart, only to find out that it's only because the AI was the one steering for me. Anyway, overall, the Switch version is better. So much that there's not really much of a reason to ever play the Wii U version. And hey, I love the Wii U. I really do. In fact, almost every time that I've had to choose between a Switch and Wii U version of a game, I have almost always chosen the Wii U version. Mario 3D World, Half Genie Hero, New Super Mario Bros. U, Captain Toad, Hyrule Warriors, Pokken Tournament, and if you can count Pikmin 3 and Xenoblade X, if you want to count Wii U games that I bought before we got Switch ports. So, you know, I've really chosen the Wii U version more than most people would. And other than Mario Kart 8, I only have two other Switch games that originally came out on the Wii U, Breath of the Wild and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. All three of these games came with my Switch when I got it for Christmas in 2018. And I feel like I should explain that now, because why not? This video is almost over and it's not that long, so anyway, here's the story. I asked for a Switch that Christmas, not expecting to get one because of how much money it cost. However, my older cousin, who was a lot older than me, he was in his early 20s and as such had a job, had gotten one earlier that year. Got a few games, but ultimately didn't like it very much. The games he got for it were Mario Odyssey, Breath of the Wild, 8 Deluxe, and Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, featuring Funky Kong because for some odd reason I put that at the end of the script, even though it's not really, never mind, it's not important. My dad bought it for him for a price that I'm honestly unsure of the exact amount. I'm guessing it was less than retail value, or else that would kind of defeat the point of him buying a used one, unless my cousin gypped him. But at Christmas, I got my Switch, or my cousin's old Switch, which I kind of keep forgetting about since he hardly ever used it, and it was in pretty mint condition. But anyway, I had a lot of new games to play around that time. Not only the other three it came with, but also Smash Ultimate and Kirby Star Allies, which I bought with some money of my own around the time. I had so much to play, and with Smash Ultimate, Mario Odyssey, and especially Breath of the Wild being such massive games, I kind of neglected the other three, especially Mario Kart 8. In fact, before replaying it for this video, my Switch profile said I'd only spent 3 whole hours in it, in a period of like 6 years. It's really strange because I don't remember ever not liking it. Quite the opposite. I guess with all the hundreds and hundreds of hours that I spent in those other games, by the time I finally finished with them, I think I was pretty burnt out of games for a while, and kind of just forgot about it. So I'm really glad that now I finally took the time to give this game the love it deserves, because it's awesome. And overall, my second favorite Mario Kart, with number 1 being 64. But really, the only reason Mario Kart 64 is number 1 is purely because of nostalgia. And I did all of this just in time to get ready for its sequel. Well, that is if I can even afford a Switch 2 and a copy of the game, especially if there's shortages or if tariffs kick in or the whole economy crashes. So if you want me to talk about Mario Kart World when it comes out, consider liking the video, subscribing, sharing this video with your friends, and watching my other content. If this video gets enough views, who knows? Maybe it can be enough for me to buy one. I mean, almost definitely not, but that would be cool if it did. In any case, I appreciate you watching this video, and until next time.